The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of ARB Vapor Recovery Test Procedure, or TP 201.3, determination of 2-inch water column static pressure performance of vapor recovery systems of dispensing facilities. This is not intended to meet or replace the vapor recovery tester training and certification requirements of any local air pollution control or air quality management district. It is critical that any individual intending to perform this test procedure become familiar with and closely follow the specifications of any applicable ARB test procedure or executive order documents. TP 201.3 is used to verify the pressure integrity of an entire gasoline vapor recovery and containment system served by underground storage tanks. This test is often referred to as the leak decay test, the pressure decay test, or the 2-inch pressure test. Prior to beginning any vapor recovery test procedure, a tester must ensure their test equipment is in good working order and that all required equipment calibrations have been conducted as required in the test procedure document. TP 201.3 requires the following materials and equipment: a compressed gas cylinder containing commercial-grade nitrogen and equipped with a 2-stage pressure regulator and pressure relief valve. An airflow meter capable of indicating flow in intervals of 1 cubic foot per minute up to a minimum of 5 cubic feet per minute. A pressure measuring device readable to 0.5% of full scale. While most testers use a digital manometer with a scale of 0 to 10 water column inches and readable to 1/100th of an inch, it is also acceptable to use a suitable liquid-filled incline manometer or a series of mechanical pressure gauges to measure system pressure. A test assembly that allows the introduction of nitrogen into the vapor space of the system. Options include either a T-connector assembly if nitrogen will be introduced into a vapor return or vent pipe, or a vapor coupler assembly when the system will be pressurized through a Phase 1 vapor coupler or adapter. A stopwatch accurate to within 0.2 seconds. A vapor coupler integrity test assembly, and a leak detection solution or combustible gas detector capable of indicating the presence of gasoline vapor leaks. The tester must make available to the inspector all required equipment calibration records. Testers often maintain such records in a binder that also contains documentation of any training certifications required by the state, air district, and/or vapor recovery equipment manufacturer. TP 201.3 requires that the pressure measuring device used be bench calibrated a minimum of every 90 days. An air quality inspector may cancel testing, or test results may be deemed invalid if any equipment or tester qualification requirements are not met. Upon arrival at the facility where testing is to be conducted, a tester will begin to verify that all pre-test site and test equipment requirements are satisfied. The tester will power on the electronic pressure measuring device they will use for testing. TP 201.3 requires that digital manometers be allowed to warm up for a minimum of 15 minutes prior to testing. View and print reports from the facility's tank monitoring system indicating the amount of gasoline and the amount of free space, or ullage, in each tank, and the date and time of the last bulk gasoline delivery. TP 201.3 can only be performed if there have been no bulk deliveries into the system within 3 hours prior to the test, and if tank inventory satisfies the following conditions. The total ullage for all manifolded or connected tanks is 1,000 gallons, or 25% of total tank capacity, whichever is less, and is no more than 25,000 gallons. One additional site requirement is that no vapor-to-liquid ratio testing can be conducted within 24 hours of TP 201.3 testing. These pre-site condition requirements help ensure the vapor containment space is stable during testing and that it has not experienced vapor pressure growth caused by the transfer of fuel into or out of the tanks. If inventory and delivery criteria are met, the tester will ensure that gasoline dispensing at all nozzles is prevented. Highly visible tape, safety cones, and/or signage are typically used to prevent dispensing. No gasoline dispensing may take place for at least 30 minutes prior to testing. The tester will often use the 30-minute shutdown period to prepare their equipment and the tank area for testing. Additional test preparation tasks the tester must complete include shutting off power to or closing inlet valves into vapor processing or pressure management devices such as Veeder-Root vapor polishers and Healy clean air separators, ensuring all dispensing equipment is properly configured and hung on dispenser hangers, removing dust caps from Phase 1 product and vapor adapters, measuring the length of drop tubes. TP 201.3 requires that drop tubes extend at least 4 inches below the surface of the gasoline in each tank to ensure nitrogen will not be able to push through the drop tube during testing. Verifying their digital manometer meets the drift criteria of no more than plus or minus 0.1 water column inches after it is allowed to run for at least 5 minutes. Checking the initial pressure of the vapor containment space and, if necessary, slowly relieving excess pressure to less than 0.5 water column inches. Pressure should only be relieved through a small relief valve installed in the test assembly. And, if the nitrogen will be introduced through a vapor adapter, ensuring the vapor coupler poppet is free of leaks. TP 201.3 includes the vapor coupler integrity test procedure. Successful completion of this procedure ensures that the vapor adapter through which nitrogen will be introduced is in good condition. The procedure includes connecting the vapor coupler test assembly to the vapor coupler that will be used during TP 201.3, pressurizing the test assembly to exactly 2 water column inches, and ensuring that the pressure remains at or above 0.25 water column inches after 1 minute. If the pressure drops below 0.25 water column inches, then the vapor poppet is leaking at a rate greater than that allowed for TP 201.3 to be conducted at that location in the system. A final task that must be completed is the determination of the pressure integrity criteria that the particular system being tested must meet in order to pass the test. The system must meet 2 primary performance standards in order to pass. The system must be capable of being pressurized to 2 water column inches within a specified amount of time, and maintaining a minimum amount of pressure for 5 minutes. TP 201.3 specifies the equations to be used in determining maximum fill time and minimum final pressure. Alternatively, the tester may refer to a table of minimum allowable final pressure values for different system types and varying numbers of nozzles that is provided in the procedure. The pass-fail thresholds for fill time and minimum allowable pressure after 5 minutes must be recorded on the test form. Once all of the pre-test criteria have been met, testing may begin. The tester will ensure that the vapor adapter test assembly through which nitrogen will be introduced is securely connected and that the pressure measuring device is connected and powered on. The standing system pressure must be checked again, and if greater than 0.5 water column inches, pressure must be slowly relieved. When the system pressure is less than 0.5 water column inches and the nitrogen supply is connected to the assembly, the tester can open the gas supply valve, adjust the nitrogen flow rate to between 1 and 5 cubic feet per minute, as indicated on the flow meter, and start their stopwatch. The tester must obtain and record the time it takes to the second for the system pressure to reach exactly 2 water column inches, and nitrogen flow should remain consistent until the pressure reaches at least 2.2 water column inches. If the actual time required to reach 2 inches exceeds twice the calculated time, the test procedure must be stopped. An initial failing test must be recorded, and the tester should locate and attempt to repair leaks. Leaks may be found in or around Phase 1 equipment, dispensing hardware, dispenser vapor piping, tank vent pipe fittings, pressure vacuum relief valves, or any other component or fitting that could leak vapor. When the system passes the fill time criteria and the pressure has stabilized at a value above 2 water column inches, excess pressure should be slowly bled off until a pressure reading of exactly 2.00 inches is achieved. At this moment, the tester may reset and start the stopwatch and begin the 5-minute test. At each 1-minute interval, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the system pressure must be recorded to the nearest hundredth of a water column inch. The tester should use the time between minute marks to ensure, using a leak detection solution or hydrocarbon detector, that their test assembly and accessible vapor recovery equipment, such as Phase 1 vapor poppets, automatic tank gauging caps, inlet valves on vapor processors, and dispensing hardware, have no observable or measurable leaks. Most individual system parts are not allowed to leak and must be repaired or replaced before TP201.3 is started over. If, at the 5-minute mark, the system pressure remains at or above the minimum allowable pressure threshold, the system passes the test. If the system does not meet the minimum pressure criteria, the tester should attempt to locate leaks using a leak detection solution or electronic hydrocarbon detector, repair leaks found, and retest. Failing test results should be recorded on the official test report form, and repairs or component replacement should be conducted in accordance with the ARB-approved IOM for the system and recorded on the facility's daily repair log. After recording passing test results, the tester must be sure to return all Phase 1 and 2 system components to proper operating condition. As with all compliance testing, test results should be reported in the format required by the local air district, and copies should be provided to both the facility operator and district. Test result notifications and report submittal requirements vary by air district. Testers and operators must always be aware of local requirements in order to ensure full compliance. When vapor recovery test procedures are properly conducted and passing results ultimately achieved, operators, air districts, and the public can be assured that the gasoline dispensing operations they operate, inspect, and use are meeting some of the most protective air pollution control standards in the world.